Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us. My name is Hillary Heislope. I am the Executive Director for the Chamber of Commerce here in Clewiston. I'm joined this evening by Randy Martin, who is the City of Clewiston City Manager, Aaron Angel, who's the Chief of the Clewiston Police Department, R.D. Williams, who is the CEO of Hendry Regional Medical Center, Stephanie Busen, who is the Chairperson of Hendry County Schools, Keitha Daniels, who is the Executive Director of the Economic Development Council, and Molly Gardner, who is the Mayor of Clewiston. So tonight we're going to let each person come up and just kind of give you guys a brief update of what's been happening here in the city of Clewiston, kind of behind the scenes. If you want to ask questions, they probably aren't going to get answered right now, but drop your questions in the comments and the chamber staff will disseminate them properly and work on getting them answered right there in the thread. If you are one of our small business owners, let us know what's happening with you. We're trying to reach out. It's hard to get a hold of everybody. So if you're one of our small business owners, shoot us a message, drop a comment right here saying we're open, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or whatever the case may be for you guys, so that we can help disseminate that information to the public. So anyway, and if you need anything from the chamber, just give us a call Monday through Friday, 9 to 4. So thank you.
Good evening. Thank you, Hillary. On behalf of the city, I appreciate the chamber putting together this opportunity for us to get information out to the public. I am Clewiston City Manager Randy Martin. The city encourages you to be vigilant in complying with CDC guidance as we meet the challenge of the COVID-19 virus. Continue prescribed social distancing and personal hygiene best practices while avoiding gatherings of 10 or more people. Most importantly, do not leave your home unless you are providing or seeking essential services or participating in essential activities. Staying at home as much as possible is especially important for senior citizens and persons with serious underlying health conditions. The city is committed to providing essential services during this crisis. To protect the safety of citizens and our dedicated public service employees, access to city facilities and activities have been limited in an effort to minimize potential COVID-19 exposure. Refer to the city's website for contact information and to city social media platforms for updates. Included on the city website is information concerning Code Red, emergency notification enrollment. This resource is available to inform citizens who have registered of important announcements during this or any future emergency or service-related event. Please take the time to register or update your information. The city is committed to doing its part to ensure compliance with executive orders issued by the governor during this state of emergency. Please do your part by staying informed and voluntarily complying with the requirements, especially restrictions on your movements. These are serious times, and for the spread of the virus to be effectively controlled, everyone needs to comply. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Angel. I'm the Chief of Police for the City of Clewiston Police Department. I'd also like to thank the Chamber of Commerce for putting this together and allowing us the opportunity to communicate with the citizens here in Clewiston and provide them with the updates, let them know what's going on within the city. First and foremost, I want to extend, on behalf of the Clewiston Police Department and the men and women that work there, we would like to extend our appreciation to the community for their compliance and their understanding during these difficult times. It's something like none of us that have ever faced, and we really do appreciate that, and it makes our jobs remarkably easier when the community helps us and partners with us in achieving that goal. So that compliance is necessary and is like I said, greatly beneficial to us. For the most part, like I said, everybody's been complying with the orders as they've come to us and been disseminated to the public. For those few instances where people may have not, it simply was just education. More times than not, we were able to go out, educate the public on exactly what the content of those orders were, and once we were able to explain that to them, that they immediately complied. So again, we appreciate that. Your support during this time has also been, we can't tell you how much we appreciate that, from the PPE donations to the food donations. That's again been greatly appreciated, and everybody who's donated to us, we appreciate that. And again, we just appreciate everyone complying and helping us to do everything we can to slow the spread. On the preparedness end of it, we wanted to let you know that your police department is prepared. We're working with our public safety partners here in Hendry County to ensure that we're prepared now, that we can meet your public safety needs now, and that we're prepared as we navigate through this crisis, that we can meet your public safety needs then as well. We'll continue working closely with our public safety partners to ensure that we can meet your demands, your public safety demands and needs. Operationally, it's been largely business as usual for us. Our calls for service haven't really changed. The nature of those calls for service have been largely the same as they would have been any other time, with a few minor changes, but nothing significant or remarkable. What you might notice, though, is that you might see some changes in how we respond to those calls for service, those non-emergency calls for service. Instead of having a police officer physically come to your house or where you're located, we instead might contact you via phone. And again, that's just in an attempt to limit our exposure and to limit your exposure, your potential exposure as well, to make sure that we're all remain healthy, and we heed by those guidelines that the CDC and our local health department and officials are giving us. We're also exploring some other options that would facilitate an even easier mechanism of communicating with your police department and reporting those non-emergency events to us, so that we can follow up on those in a timely manner and make sure, again, that we're meeting your public safety needs. So again, we appreciate your understanding, we appreciate your patience, and together, if we continue to work together like we have been, we're quite certain that we'll be just fine, and we appreciate that. Remember, we're here. If you need anything from us, don't hesitate to call, and we'll do everything we can. So again, I would like to thank everybody, the community, for your compliance, for your support, for your patience and understanding, and together we will get through this. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm R.D. Williams. I'm the CEO of Hendry Regional Medical Center. And today I'm trying to model the CDC guidelines of a simple cloth mask when you're in public. At the hospital, we're trying to wear a mask to protect you, and we would ask that you wear a mask to protect us. Some of our recent messaging has been that we're not going to allow folks into our hospital or into our clinics if they don't have some sort of simple face covering on. It is really important to contain the spread of germs and this virus, to wear those simple face masks. Now, your hospital is open, our clinics are open in Clewiston and LaBelle, and we continue to serve the citizens of this area and the citizens from outside the area with their healthcare needs. Our emergency room is operational. We are providing testing for folks that are suspicious of having the virus. Now, some folks want to be tested just because they think they've been exposed and they want to be tested. We're not doing that type of testing yet. The testing is for individuals who are symptomatic of the disease. They have the fever, the cough in their lower chest, those types of symptoms that we can tie to either a potential exposure of a known positive individual, or they've been in areas where there's widespread dissemination of the virus. Soon there will be some testing that will go out for the entire communities to find out if you have been exposed to the coronavirus and have developed antibodies for the virus, but that'll be pushed out at a later date, probably in the fall, and be coordinated through the state and local health departments. But at the present time, we're testing symptomatic patients, and we're working very closely with the laboratories to improve the turnaround time for that testing. The hospital's there for you. We've got a very dedicated staff of clinical professionals, doctors, nurses, therapists, and the support staff that it's necessary to make sure that the hospitals function at the very highest level. Thank you for your support. Everyone's been very kind to provide us with cloth masks, to feed the staff. The staff is, they're gonna have to go on some type of weight loss program after this is over with because of the generosity that we've received from the community with providing meals for the staff. But again, stay safe, stay at home, and follow the guidance that's being provided to you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Stephanie Busen, your Hendry County School Board District 4 School Board member and Chairman of the Board of Education. The Florida Department of Education ordered all private and public schools to remain closed through May 1st under the governor's executive order. Schools throughout Florida were then tasked to provide distance learning opportunities to students within a matter of days. Hendry County School District's leadership teams collaborated to develop an educational continuity plan that began implementation on March 30th. Teachers have contacted and surveyed their students' technology needs. Custodial staffs have sanitized district devices, and they have been distributed to students who have requested one. The youngest students, pre-K through 2nd grade, were issued paper educational packets in lieu of devices. You can access your child's school's lessons plans at any time under the Distance Learning tab on hendry-schools.org. Your child's teacher will be your first point of contact if you're experiencing any challenges with helping your child adjust to distance learning. Please reach out to your child's teacher if you're experiencing any technical difficulties with your district device, or if you need a district device or an additional instructional packet for your student. Please contact your child's teacher if your child has an individual education plan, otherwise known as an IEP, or a 504 plan and is requiring additional support. Though our campuses are closed to the public, each campus will have an administrator on duty during regular hours to provide assistance to parents, teachers, and staff. They can be contacted via email or by calling the school. There will be an administrator on duty at the district's main office in LaBelle, as well as the sub-office in Clewiston, to provide support. I understand these are unprecedented and trying times for our students and families. I encourage you to communicate any questions and concerns openly with your child's teacher and school administration throughout this endeavor and prior to becoming frustrated. It's going to take all of us extending grace and working together in our shared mission to do the very best we can for our students. At present, the graduation ceremonies for Clewiston High School and LaBelle High School have been postponed and rescheduled to occur sometime within the month of June. We understand how important these ceremonies are to our seniors, our family, and community, and the district will release our date once it's been finalized and approved by the board. The Hendry County School District has set up and is operating drive-through food distribution sites that provide a grab-and-go breakfast and lunch for children under 18 at Clewiston Middle School, Clewiston High School, LaBelle High School, and LaBelle Elementary School, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Mobile distribution sites have been established in the communities of Montura, Pioneer, Harlem-Felda, and at Iglesia Restauracion on North Highway 27 in LaBelle. The superintendent has advised this morning that he is working to set up a mobile food distribution site in the area of South Clewiston and Hookers Point in the coming days. The mobile distribution sites operate Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon. And at present, the district has served approximately 35,000 student meals. It's also important to note that our student distribution sites will not be operating on scheduled school holidays, including this coming Friday and the following Monday. Two additional and excellent local resources for providing students with food over the weekends are Clewiston's Food for Children and the LaBelle Backpack Program. Both of those organizations have a Facebook presence. You can reach out there for contact information if you need those services. If you aren't already following your child's school social media page and platforms, I urge you to do so. I have an active Facebook page to relay school-related information, as does the Hendry County School District. These are all great sources of accurate and timely information. On behalf of my colleagues on the Board of Education, I want to thank everyone who's been pulling together within the district and our communities to help our students and families in this rapidly evolving education environment, as well as the local and state agencies who are serving our families. I'm confident I speak for the entire school community when I say we miss your children deeply and can hardly wait to have them back on our campuses.
Hi, good afternoon. I am Keitha Daniels with the Henry County Economic Development Council. I'd like to thank the Chamber also for hosting this. They have been a great partner during this whole event for getting out information and also giving information to our organization that we're able to communicate back to the leadership in our communities. We continue to monitor the impact that this disease is having on our community. To date, some of the mitigation processes that have been put in place have caused some of our businesses to shorten their hours. Some of them have shortened their staffing levels, and in some cases they've had to close temporarily. During this time, we are working to do the best we can to get information out to you. The Chamber is a great resource. We want to make sure that your businesses, your employees, that they have the financial resources that they need. There are many out there, and I recommend that you either contact the Chamber, you can contact our office. Our website has a page dedicated to those resources. That can be found at hendryedc.com/COVID-19. The Chamber is a good resource for them as well. Our local small business development centers, your accountants, your local bankers, they're all great resources to help you through this time. We have two focuses right now. One is making sure that you have that sustainability to get you through this crisis, and the other is the recovery efforts. So as we move forward, we're asking for your input, and we're asking for you to give us information, which is why Hillary opened with the need for some of that data. That will help us get you back on your feet a little bit faster. We want to make sure that as we open our business doors, which I think we're hoping will be sometime in May, that we don't go right into a disaster time, hurricane season. We want to make sure that businesses are prepared and that they've got resources in place to help them get through this time. If you are an individual who is seeking unemployment resources, there are paper applications located strategically through the county. Our career source offices have them, and the Chamber, I think at some point is going to have them. We'll let you know whenever that actually becomes available. And we may be able to put some in City Hall if their lobby is open, or if there's a place for them. We'll keep you updated. And Career Source has volunteered to reset pins. So if you are someone who cannot get through to the system as is and you need help with that, Career Source is available at 1-800-557-3242. And they can help you with some questions that you may have. If you have questions further on this unemployment system, please reach out to our office or to Hillary, and we'll try to get you the help that you need. And as we go forward, I just ask that you continue to keep us updated, and that way we can help you. Thank you.
Good evening, Molly Gardner, Mayor of Clewiston. Thank you to the Chamber and Hillary and Sanidra for putting this together. I think it's important for us to continue to share information with the community. I know most of you have already gone to the county's website, preparehendry.com, the City of Clewiston website, the Chamber's website, of course the EDC. I know the hospital has great information on their website as well. And so I think it's important for all of us to stay informed. And one of the things that changed last week, last Friday in fact, was about wearing a mask. And we don't want to use the the protective masks that our healthcare providers have, because those are for hospitals and those are for our first responders. But a simple mask, I fixed one from a bandana, and it's so easy. I think that the Chamber has information on how to do it. The CDC has information on how to do it. And I think it's simple, because they say love your neighbor as yourself. And I think when we put this mask on, when we go shopping, when we go to the pharmacy, when we go to the hardware store, we're protecting each other. We're protecting our families. We're protecting our first responders. And even when we go to the hospital, we go see a doctor, wear the mask. You know, this is simple. I know it looks kind of funny, but it's really simple. And it didn't take me but about 15 minutes to do it. I know there's nicer looking masks and there's probably more professional looking masks, but it's simple to do just a bandana. Just a bandana. And so I'm just encouraging everyone to please wear a mask when you're out in public. It does not replace the importance of social distancing. We must social distance. We must be together but apart at this time. We've been asked to do this by our governor. We've been asked to do this by our president until April the 30th. And today I had an amazing experience of being able to call in to the White House with thousands of mayors from across the country. And our president told us these few words, and I want to share them with you because this is what he wants us to do. And I know that he's called all of us as a community to do it. But he said today, he's asking us as a community that we rise to the challenge. We can have the victory to set America back to work if we practice the social distancing and follow the CDC guidance. And most importantly, we're going to save lives, we're going to save jobs, and America will come back stronger than ever. And that is my hope for America. That is my hope for Clewiston. That is my hope for Hendry County. And I think it's important, something simple, but it does make a difference because 25% of the people that might have the COVID-19 are asymptomatic. So protect yourself, protect your family, protect the community so that we can get through this together stronger. Thank you so much. At this time, I'm just going to say a few words about the mask, but in Spanish. And so, but before I do that, I want to wish everybody a happy Easter and many happy Easter blessings for you, your household, your family, and of course, good health to everyone. Es importante todos nosotros que amamos a nuestro vecino como nosotros mismos. El CDC nos ha pedido que cuando salgan afuera de su casa, que se pongan una máscara. Es una máscara simple y lo que tengo aquí es algo que yo hice y que ustedes pueden hacer en su casa con una bufanda. Es fácil, lo puedes hacer, puedes cubrirse la nariz, la boca y salir así a las tiendas. Y es importante que salgan con la bufanda, con la máscara, cuando vayan a las tiendas, cuando vayan a la farmacia. No lleven la familia entera. Una persona de la familia tiene que salir para hacer las compras. Todo el mundo juntos podemos estar triunfo en este caso de COVID-19. Pero es importante se pongan la máscara cuando salgan de su casa, cuando hagan las compras. Es muy importante. Entonces, nada más que quería decirles eso hoy para recordarles a todos que no es importante, pero que también la distancia social no se pongan juntos. Menos de 10 personas deben de estar juntos. Y nada más que una persona de la familia salgan a hacer las compras. Ponse la máscara y cuídense a ustedes, a su familia y a nuestra comunidad. Muchísimas gracias, feliz Pascua y muchas bendiciones de salud a su familia.